And go.
Happy fucking Friday,
Happy
bitches.
fucking Friday.
I know it's Monday for you, but it's Friday for us. So happy fucking
So
Friday.
fucking sorry it's Monday. But when we
But
recorded this, it was happy fucking Friday.
we are going to get you off to a good start on your week. And it's going to be goddamn amazing because we're going to tell you some shit. We fucking hate this guy.
Fucking hate
We're-
this guy.
We're fucking back. Fucking hate him.
I can't wait to make complete hypocrites of us in this story. Complete and utter hypocrites.
Yeah, we got a soft spot for the ladies.
You know exactly where I'm fucking going.
Just say it.
Hey, all of you beautiful listeners out there. Welcome to Murder with My Sister.
I'm Marie.
I am the tormentor, also known as Lisa. For those of you that remembered from that episode, it kind of was like the best day of my life to call myself that, and now to stick with it.
It's
Am
just
I a
sticking.
narcissist? I believe we all are a little bit. That's how we acclimate and include ourselves in society, right?
Mhm.
When people are like, I hate it when I'm telling a story and somebody's like, oh, I had this and I had that. And I'm like, they're like, they're such a narcissist. And I'm like, no, we're relating. It's a little bit of narcissism to relate to someone, right? Like,
Yep.
it's called inclusivity? No.
Inclusivity.
Sure.
Inclusivity.
Inclusiveness. I like
inclusiveness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just inclusiving myself
Inclusiving?
to your life, and now we're inclusive together.
Okay, can I tell you a narcissist funny?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
I don't know
you
any funny
know-
narcissists, so this will be good.
Okay. So I was watching a TikTok and there was a thread that this woman was reading and laughing to, and it was,
Okay.
tell me what your ex-husband or ex whatever is name-wise in your phone. And then people dropped all the comments. And they're dropping comments like, the narcissist and all these other things. A lot of people have their ex in their phone, and their name is the ICD-10, the diagnosis code for narcissistic behavior disorder. So it just says the letter F, 60 point whatever the fuck it is. And I was like, that's an ICD-10 code. And then she started laughing. She goes, it's the diagnosis code for narcissistic personality disorder.
I love that for all those people. I love that.
It.
Do
I
you
love
know?
that.
So, I told you that my TikTok is like mostly fun stuff, right? Slapping
Yeah.
goats or laughing goats and goats in pajamas, slapping cats. There's a cockatoo. What the fuck is his name? Walter? I don't even know. Can't get enough of him. But did I send you the TikTok with the lady who is like the parent? And she sent a video of like the kids and the husband screaming. And then he in the background is Sneeze screaming. Did I send you that video?
No, not
I
the
did,
sneeze
sis.
scream.
So she's complaining because of the noise. And
So
then
if you sent it to me in the TikTok app, I don't click on them
No.
routinely. But if you send it as a text message, I'll bop on it.
Okay.
I'll see it.
Hang on, I'm gonna tell you right now. It's Ceci Kane.
Okay.
And she's just sitting there and the kids are bothering her. And then she's like, and then the husband's like, "Ugh." And the kids are going and going and going. And then you hear him in the background. Oh, chew!
Oh no.
And then the kids are going, and then you hear the husband randomly sneezing in the background like 6 times. I cried so hard when I was laughing. And
so much
I've watched it.
overstimulation.
I have watched that video, no fucking joke, like 17 times in the
Oh my
last 3
gosh.
days because it's so true and so relevant. And
Yeah.
we just want to be included. And that makes me feel included.
I have a
But yeah,
question.
tell me, what is the
Since
question?
it's
Hopefully I
summer
have an
break,
answer. Yeah.
how late Do your kids actually sleep when you don't have to wake them up in the morning?
Fucking little bastards.
No,
I
like 10 o'clock? Like 11? Like, how late do
I
they sleep?
literally was like, I'll let them stay home. The babysitter can come at 10. They'll probably sleep until 9 or 9:30 because when I have to get
Mhm.
them up from school, I
Yeah, they're always, like,
drag them out.
tired. Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. Cash 6:30. Aubrey. Oh yeah.
No.
Oh yeah, Aubrey up around 7, 7:30.
Motherfuckers.
But do you know what they do? They
Hmm.
grab their devices and come in my bed. Mhm.
And wake you
So
up.
so here I am, and I'm like, I get to sleep in a little bit more for summer break because I don't have to drive into work.
Mhm.
And they're in my bed with their devices. Now Aubrey will come in and give me a kiss in the morning, and then Cash just comes in and bombards all over everybody. But yeah,
Wow.
they don't sleep. Nope.
I really thought that
Mm-hmm.
they were gonna sleep until, like, 9, 10 o'clock because they
So
hated
did
getting
I.
up.
You thought wrong. I thought wrong. I was dumb.
Fuck.
I was dumb and stupid and naive and so naive. I want them to have a summer break. Me, me, me.
You know,
Stupid.
I thought it
Should
was
have
a really
left them
good
in
idea
daycare.
to get dogs, and I would say
Mm-hmm.
for the most part, I enjoy their company, but I gotta tell you, they really fucking suck on a Saturday and a Sunday when they're like, "Oh, it's 5:30. Let's get up. Let's get
Yeah.
up." And I'm like, "Motherfucker.
George was great.
Motherfuckers."
George slept until we slept. Like there were times when I would get up and I'm
Mhm.
like, "Hey, George, get up. We got to go outside." And he would look at me and it was almost like if he could put his watch, his arm in front of his face and he was like, "It's not even 10:30. Go back to bed." Like
That's how
he
Dory was.
oh
Dory,
god, he was the best.
I had to, like, kick her. I'm like, "You gotta pee," and she would be like, "Ugh," and
Do
turn
I?
around.
Yeah, George was the legit absolute best. Aubrey, I believe in my heart misses him, but manipulates the shit out of me sometimes
Yeah,
when I yell at
she
her.
knows that button.
And she's like, "Mom, I miss George." And I'm like, "Oh, God, don't you bring up his name."
I love it when you were mad at her and she started singing your
Singing
wedding
my wedding
song.
song. They both did it this week. They both did it.
No,
I was
motherfuckers.
I was yelling at them and all you hear is love you for 1,000 years and I'm like, "You little bastards."
Bitches.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Bitches.
Cash, I told him when I started taking my HRTs,
Mhm.
um he's like, "Mom, what's that medicine?" I'm like, "It's medicine so I don't yell at you as much, buddy." And then when I yelled at him the one day, he's like, "Mom, did you take your medicine today?" And I was like, "Oh, fuck you."
Probably shouldn't have said
Fuck.
that.
I know I shouldn't have.
I
I
love it.
ammunitioned him. All
Good job.
right. So here we
So,
are this week.
housekeeping.
Ooh, let's do a little
Everybody,
housekeeping.
please follow the podcast. Please
Follow
give us
us.
5 stars and
Nothing
throw us a
less.
little review so it's easier for people to find us in the algorithms. We appreciate it and we love you all. Okay, that's all.
And we genuinely thank you for listening. I think our
Mhm.
listenership it has a little steady grow, right?
Mhm. Yeah, it's
It's
like
like a baby tree that's got little baby roots
yes.
and it's little sprouting,
Yes. I
but
would
we want to
say
be like a magnolia tree.
I would say on average anywhere from 3 to 5 new people every week. So it's a slow, steady burn.
So do you want to know something?
Hmm.
Our Facebook page, when
Mhm.
we first started our Facebook page, we
Mhm.
had 100 um 100 people on our Facebook page.
Mhm.
And I remember being elated by that.
That there was
And we
100. Yeah.
yes, and we are um I don't even know where to find it.
I thought you
How do you
told me
find
we were like 4,000.
4,000? Yeah, it's crazy. We get new
Crazy.
followers, like we're up engagement. We're down in views, but that's because I haven't posted anything in a minute. And do you want to know what I
Oh no.
think?
That's
Do you
your
want to
only
know what I
fucking
think?
job, Lisa.
It is, but do you wanna know why I think we have the followers that we have is because I don't flood Facebook with
Mm.
all kinds of shit 3 and
Mhm.
4 times a day. They
Yeah.
don't get tired of looking at it because 'cause they're like, "Oh, Lisa, Murder with
Yeah.
My Sister. Damn, I haven't heard from those girls in about 6 days." You're welcome.
Yeah, I only post all I don't know if it's the right way to do it, but that's what I have
It's
time
not.
for. I
In
post
my
every week,
in
once
my
a week.
marketing, it says that we should post 3 times a week, which I think is just absolutely ridiculous. I would
So
never do
I don't
that
know
to
what to tell you 3 times a week.
I
What do you
don't
want me to
either.
say?
I don't even have anything to say to myself 3 times a week. All right.
I will tell you something about this week,
Tell
bitches.
me. Tell me.
Fucking hate this guy.
I fucking hate this
I
fucking guy.
fucking hate this motherfucking
He's
guy.
kind of a prick.
He's kind of a dickhead.
Like, he really
Narcissist?
is he though?
Well, he's a psychopath. He's a
I think
sociopath. He's all the
he's
things.
something.
Mm,
I think he's something, but I don't know if I don't know. I think he's a prick.
he's a
If that's
prick.
like an official term for like a medical
Yes,
prick is what I'm gonna go
prick.
with.
All right.
So
This
th-
week,
yeah, this week. Go ahead, sis. Tell them what we're taking. Tell them the dirty,
we
dirty road
are
we're gonna
telling
travel down with
you
them.
the story of how the world found out about Samuel Little, who is purported to be probably the most prolific serial killer in American history.
We're gonna
Like
talk about that.
Dahmer and Bundy and everyone combined, he's worse.
Okay. So
Okay.
confronting our sources for this story this week, confronting a serial killer 4-part series on Stars. My sister
Hmm.
and I both watched this. Stars bamboozled me because they gave me the first episode for free. And then they're like,
Yes.
oh, you want to watch the next 3? Well, guess
Yes.
what?
Yes.
You gotta pay for them. And I was like,
So
you sneaky bastards.
so I watched the first one and then I was like, "Ah, fuck it. This is easier."
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't
Mm-hmm.
buy them until I watched the first one cuz sometimes they're not good and
Heard.
I cannot.
Heard.
So I did the 7-day free trial thing and then I texted Justin when I was done. I like binged it in one
Mm-hmm.
day. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I had nightmares. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I texted Justin cuz he was out doing something and I was like, "Hey, you're going to get an email about this free trial to Stars. I need you to cancel it now that I finish watching what I'm watching cuz they're going to charge us $11 in 7 days." And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, I saw it." Because I don't know if he actually changed it. I don't know.
So
Whatever.
part of me was thinking that I might just want to hang on to Stars,
I know.
but I mean, we'll see. That only time will tell. Guys, gals, stay tuned. I'll let you know if I keep Stars.
I'll let you know.
I'll let you know.
All right. I also looked at the Wikipedia and I did the
Get it?
Google searches. Now, here's
Do
the
it.
thing about the Google searches. Like,
Help.
I get it that there are actually sources in the Google search, but like
Mhm.
literally, I was Googling things and the AI Google Pilot, Copilot thing
Mhm.
gave me some answers. Like, I didn't click
Mhm.
on sources.
Yep.
Okay. Anyway.
I listened to True Crime Obsessed episode from April 13th, 2021.
Mm.
They covered a different documentary than the one that we watched.
Yes, there's one that I was trying to find and I could not find it on any platforms and I think it was Oxygen.
Yes,
And then
that's
I went
right.
to the Oxygen website and it would show me trailers, but it would not show me the whole documentary. And I was like, mother so then I ended up 4 hours later watching all the damn ones from Stars.
So I think it's Catching a Serial Killer on
Yeah.
Oxygen. And it was I might I might watch it um because it's really bad. Like they play clips of it throughout
Yeah.
the podcast,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and the number of times the people that are interviewing and the professionals say
Mhm.
prostitute
Oh, I
is
know.
alarming.
I know.
And it's to the point where I'm like, are you guys professionals or are you like what's happening here?
Yeah.
So, but so I couldn't find that one either. But I did listen to True Crime Obsessed and they reported on that one. So
Okay.
I may reference from time to time there.
All right. So here we
Mhm.
are, people.
Go.
Okay.
Take it away.
Samuel Little is considered one of the most prolific serial killers in American history. He was hunting for decades, from the 1970s to about 2005, and is feared to have 90 plus victims. The FBI has only confirmed around 60 of what he had confessed to, and there's no like list of victims or supposed victims or alleged victims because some of his victims have not been identified. They're still Jane Does. But with DNA evidence and advances, we are starting to be able to find out who these women were and give them back their names and give their families answers. It all starts with a cold case division looking into unsolved murders with, as they found out, similar MOs. And this was around 2012.
Okay,
2012.
so
2012,
I'm gonna
sorry.
I'm gonna I want to pause on prolific. I'm not going to
Mhm.
ask you if you know what it means because I know you do. The actual text is producing a great number or amount of something.
Mhm.
So we use that phrase, the most prolific serial killer of all time, the most prolific serial killer of all time. And I
Mhm.
guess if we're considering that it means to produce a great number, then
Mhm.
that term may be used. Um, but is this part of the problem? Is this the problem
Hmm.
with people that are killing for numbers? Because we
Mm.
started labeling it prolific. And if you think about the word prolific, great numbers or amounting to, one of the other definitions that I saw was like um, excellent worker, excellent work production, or stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I'm like,
Mhm. Mhm.
so you're putting a positive in there as well. And we use that sometimes. I heard authors and writers and
Mhm.
poets. And
Mhm.
now we've given it to serial killers. And we shouldn't. You're giving them this prolific. I don't like it. I don't like it. That's why I brought it up because I don't like it. I don't fucking like it.
So I understand what you're talking about, and in my brain, to me, it's just an adjective to describe the fact that he killed many people. But he was not someone who was looking for
Right.
that description to be like he wanted to remain under the radar so he could continue doing what he was doing. But when you talk about prolific killers, I think more commonly of mass shootings where it's a spree, it's
Yeah.
one thing, but the number of people that they kill is what they're trying to like trump the last one or something like that.
Okay. So then when we talk about serial killers who kill for
Mhm.
pleasure
Mhm.
and want to keep doing that,
Mhm.
then should we not be using that term if they want to stay under the radar? Or are we
To
just using it
me,
in its adjective
as an
description?
yeah, like, that he killed a
I
lot of
don't
people.
I
Because there
really don't
are
like it.
serial killers who killed 1, 2, 3 people, and someone would say he was not a prolific serial killer, but what he did was horrible, and that's I don't know.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna stand firm on I don't like it. That's it.
Alright, fine.
Okay.
You do you, boo.
I am doing it.
Alright, so Detective Mitzi Roberts. She's a detective in the Homicide Division, LAPD. Detective Roberts actually caught Sam Little and suspected him of many more murders when she caught him. She was working cold cases in the early 2000s. DNA was just coming into its glory of being
Love
used to solve
DNA.
cold cases.
Mhm.
She says the 80s in South Central LA was like crack epidemic, ground zero, and
Mhm.
that there were multiple serial killers in that area at that time hunting. Multiple.
Can I pause you really quick and digress for 1 second? Do
Yeah.
you know this is June of 2026 that we're recording. Do
Yeah.
you know how many people, women, they have found in ponds, murder or
Yeah.
deceased in the last like 2 or 3 months
Yeah.
in
I
here?
know.
And they're it's not
They
just
actually think that
us.
there is a serial killer in the suburbs of Chicago.
It's not just us reporting this anymore. There are TikToks and news people
Yeah.
and outlets that are saying there's a serial killer that is active in the
Yeah.
suburbs right now.
Somebody on TikTok keeps sending me stuff. and I don't remember who it is, but they're sending me,
Stuff
like
you
it might
like or stuff you don't like?
no, like these, like, "Hey, you might be interested in this,"
Oh, okay.
sending me the
Mhm.
threads. I think
Okay.
it might be Joe, actually. I don't know.
Okay.
So these are the cases that she worked and actually eventually connected.
Mhm.
July 13th, 1987, Carol Alford was found. She was African American. She was a mom. She was not a sex worker, although she might have had issues with drug addiction, and they found her in an alley. She
Mhm.
was beaten and manually strangled. So, manually strangled is the important part.
Right.
Then there's another case, 35-year-old Audrey Nelson, Caucasian, found in a trash dumpster behind a Chinese food restaurant. This is August 14th, 1989. Manual strangulation.
Mhm.
She was a mom. She had a baby. And then there was Guadalupe Apodaco, Hispanic, September 13th, 1989, found in an abandoned auto body shop. And she had two sons, and she was manually strangled. So these were the three that popped out in her, like, going into the cold cases. Like, could these all be
Mhm.
connected?
So here's what I want to point out before I move on. The Carol was found in 1987.
Mm-hmm.
Audrey and Guadalupe were both a month apart in
Yeah, within
1989.
weeks of each other.
How many do you suppose, knowing what we know now about him, were in
Mm-hmm.
between those 2 years?
A lot.
I'm sure a lot.
A lot.
So these were unsolved for decades, okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The the MO, the manual strangulation, is what caught the detective's eyes, which
Mm.
I think is a little interesting in itself because I can't imagine this is unusual,
I don't know.
but
I think strangling with your hands is
is
unusual.
unusual. Okay.
I think they wrap things around people's necks a lot more than they actually use their
Ah.
hands.
Okay. In 2012, DNA hits showed they had all had matching DNA samples. So in 2012, we're all like, bing, 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 bing. Samuel Little, aka Samuel McDowell, is how he was reported in some,
Mhm.
was the connection. It was the same sample for all three. In
Mhm.
2012, he was 71 years old.
He had
Detective
gotten away with
Roberts,
it for fucking
mhm.
decades.
Detective Roberts goes to the DA in major crimes, Beth Silverman in LA, with the info. So she's like, ring, ring, ring.
Mhm.
DA's office, how can I help you? And she's like, hey, bro, we got to get together and have lunch. I got some shit to tell you. And she's like, come over to LA right now.
Mhm.
So our friend Sam Little has a rap sheet that is just, oh, so his rap sheet's like 100 pages long, going back 70s, 24 different states. Um, there were accounts of sexual assault, murder, physical assault, robbery, but barely any prison time for any of them.
Mhm.
In one instance, the state of Missouri sentenced him to 3 months for a rape that he was convicted of. So convicted, 3 months,
90
time
days.
served. You're good. Go on, get out of here, you crazy you. If there was a crime he was trying to if there was a crime, he was trying to commit it. That's just
Mm.
basically how it was. This was like
Mhm.
maybe his hashtag goals. Um, and here's the other thing that was crazy is that he never served a full sentence. He was getting off quite a bit for
Mhm.
everything. Like he wasn't just going in there and getting all of these full sentences.
Mhm.
Detective Roberts started trying to find him and was able to track him um, by a digital footprint he left behind in real
I
time.
think so I think it was like she found out who he was, and then she found out like bank information, and it was like credit card, debit card,
Mhm.
phone, like that like she was
Right.
following him
His trail.
just yeah, paper trail.
So she eventually tracked him through his disability benefits to Louisville, Kentucky.
Mhm.
She called up the Marshal Service, ring, ring, ring. Hey, Marshal Service, how can we help you? And she said, guess who's living in your area collecting his benefits? I'm going to need you to go pick him up. Marshall said, don't you worry. We're going to call you back in 3 hours and let you know we got him. And she said, I'm starting my timer now. Bing, bing.
Bink.
So here's what I want to mention in this one. When we talked about he never had served a full sentence.
Mhm.
He got out a lot on that one funny little fickle thing called good behavior.
Mm.
Can I tell you something about good behavior? Should good
Sure.
behavior apply to people that are violent criminals? Like, if you murder someone, you're not eligible for good behavior. Like, your behavior is bad. Your behavior led you here with bad behavior. Why do you now get to have good behavior?
My question was always, how does someone get an accolade of good behavior when you're in an environment that is 100% controlled by somebody else? You have no choices. You have no free will. You're in prison. Everything is decided
Well,
when you wake up, when you go to eat, all the things, right? How hard is it to act good in that situation?
because I
How hard
think
is it?
in prison they have mischief makers. So if you stay out of the mischief troublemaker pact
I
and you
guess.
go in you're like, I'm gonna just hang out in the library with these guys and listen to some audiobooks, then that's good behavior.
Maybe.
But I just don't think you should be I don't think good behavior should apply to anybody who's a violent criminal.
I agree.
That's what I think.
I
That's the
agree.
other place I want my taxes to go.
Okay.
Okay. Detective Roberts was sitting there and she's like, I know that this isn't all that he's done. One of the things is that he chose marginalized populations as his victims. Yes, ma'am.
You skipped a whole paragraph.
I skipped a whole fucking paragraph. September 14th,
September
2nd,
2024, 2014.
2014. He is convicted of all three of those murders in LA. So, okay, sorry. I was off on my tangent with the 3-hour call in custody.
Mm.
So he's convicted of those three murders. This was first degree charges. So probably he's like, well, I'll serve like 7 years and get off in half that time for good behavior. There is a video of his statement to the court. I saw it. And in this video, ladies and gentlemen, he says, this conviction is brought on by lies.
Uh-huh.
And he's enraged.
Did you watch
And
his
I
attorney while he was
certainly,
it
girl,
was hilarious. I was like, "Oh my god."
ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, this attorney was sitting next to him and
Yep.
quite literally rolled his eyes
And was like,
when
"Oh."
and did this sigh. And I was just like, my face was like, "Did he just do that?" And I
It
was
was
like,
amazing.
rewind 10 seconds." And I'm like, "Yes, he did."
Yes, he
It was
did.
pretty great. And it was one of the things I was gonna put in here, and you literally put it in here just like I would've.
I was like, that was fucking amazing. I was like, if that guy could have like
Mhm.
slapped his forehead, like, what the fuck?
He would have been like, "Shut the fuck up, stupid." So in 2014, they were like, we're going to pump the brakes a little on this good behavior thing, and we're going to give him 3 life terms without the possibility of parole. So maybe that's how they
finally.
do that no good behavior, is that they're just like, well, let's just do without the possibility of parole. So now he's in jail. He
So
is in 2014 finally convicted and in jail for
here's
life.
and here's the thing.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who he is.
Nope.
Nobody knows how big this
Nope.
whole story is.
Nope.
He's just an old guy who got caught by DNA for 3 murders that
Yep.
happened back in the 80s. And that
That's
but and that's where it is. Like no newspaper coverage, no TVs, no nothing. Nobody knows who this fucking guy is.
that was my sister's synopsis, and we are all up to date. Thank you. So this is where I was before. Um,
Yes.
Detective Roberts knew there was more. So again, women of color, sex
Mhm.
workers, addicts,
Mhm.
people that society had deemed expendable.
Mhm.
So in this documentary, Jillian Lauren is the woman, she's a documentarian. I think my sister put documentarian in this document like 17 times.
I took it out of
Um,
the future ones. I just put Jillian. Okay.
whew, no, I did that.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Whatever.
Uh-huh. So she goes on to tell us that this is a phenomenon called less dead.
Mhm.
So she says this is pretty white college girls are most dead. And
Mhm.
black hookers, that's them, not us. Black sex workers are least dead.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna have my sister explain this because I she wrote this and I'm not sure what it means. So is
So
this
there's this like hierarchy where depending on the victim, they might not be as important as another victim, even if it's the same crime. And
yes.
this is where we see like missing white woman syndrome,
Mhm.
people like when Gabby Petito went missing,
Yes.
she was all over the news, she was everywhere, everybody's
Right.
looking for her, right?
Right.
But at the same time that Gabby Petito went missing, there were African American women who went missing. There were Indian women, Indigenous American women who went missing, and we never heard boo about any of them,
So I guess
right?
I'm confused on the less dead, most
So
dead, least
it
dead.
so less dead is least dead. So if you are a drug addict or a sex worker and you're not a white woman, you're the least important. So you're the least dead to me. Like you're not important, I'm not thinking about you kind of
Okay.
situation. And then if you are a white woman or a pretty college student, you are the most important to me and you're the
Mhm.
most dead. So I have
Okay.
to do something about it is
Okay.
the way that she explains it in the documentary.
Okay. I'm gonna
I
ask you something right now.
I it broke my heart
It's
that
heartbreaking because it's not untrue. The coining the phrase "less dead, most dead, least dead," is this
Mhm.
hers? Like, is this her trying to make
Yes.
this hers? Oh, okay. I thought the documentary was really, really great. I think that this little thing needs a little work.
Okay.
I don't think it's great. But,
Okay.
hey, I mean, that's hey, we're all
It was
trying to
her
make our
way
mark.
it
Yeah, yeah,
was
yeah, no, no,
her
no,
way
no.
of describing that phenomenon where if it's a pretty white girl, we're all
Yes,
on it, and if
got it.
it's not, then nobody is talking about it.
Just needs a little work in my opinion. Okay. That's the first mean thing I think I've ever said on this podcast, and it wasn't really that mean, just constructive. So, yes, this is heartbreaking. These are women, they have children, they have family or children and families, and they're scraping to get by and they're doing things that until you've walked in those shoes and that's what you have to do, then shut the fuck up.
You don't know?
Just shut the fuck up until you have 0 fucking money and 2 kids that need to eat and your
Mhm.
landlord's banging on your fucking door. Don't
Mhm.
talk to me about what you have to do to get money because I've heard that from people all the time. "Oh, well, they could go get a job. They can go do this. They
Mm-mm.
don't have to."
You don't know.
You know what gets you $100 right fucking now that the
Mhm.
government doesn't take 60% out of or 20% out of?
Mhm.
Exactly. So shut up, everybody. Calm down. I'm not talking about my listeners. I'm talking about other people that aren't listening, that don't even know I said this. Okay.
Yep.
I'm off my soapbox.
All right.
Go ahead.
So Jillian tells us how she was a victim too. She was hooked on heroin. She was assaulted by her boyfriend. She had tried to leave him and she was packing her belongings and he was like talking to her crying, "Please don't leave." And the next thing she knew, his hands were around her
Mhm.
throat and that was it. And
Mhm.
thankfully she survived. For some reason, he stopped before he killed her. So she identifies with these victims when she hears how they died.
Mhm.
Now we learn a little bit about his prior victims and how in the fucking fuck world he was able to get away with this madness time and time again.
Mhm.
Okay. So here's a survivor. I'm going to call her victim, but she's a survivor.
Survivor. Mhm.
Hilda Nelson, Pascagoula, Mississippi, bitches.
Yep.
Yeah. She survived an attack by Sam Little in the 1980s. He solicited sex from her. She said he attacked her the second she closed the door to her apartment. Wherever she was,
Mhm.
her apartment was like a block over. You could see like the front
Mhm.
door from wherever she was at. So she's like, my apartment's right over there. Come on, let's do this, whatever. They walk over there. He walks in, she turns around, closes the door. And the minute she closed the door, his hands were around her neck. She had a buddy system in that situation where they had an agreement. If one of them went off and didn't come back in 20 minutes, the other one would come looking. So they were
Mhm.
watching out for each other.
Mhm. Mhm.
So her friend comes looking for her, and the next thing Hilda remembers is waking up in the hospital. That
Fucking
like
horrible, just horrifying.
horrifying. She said the cops took her statement and she never heard a fucking thing ever again. Nothing.
Right, because she was a sex worker.
Yeah. So
So,
Hilda,
that's what you get when you're a sex worker.
it's awful. So Hilda said the only reason people cared about a black sex worker in Mississippi getting strangled was because a white girl went missing.
Mm,
And I was like, do tell. So she says around the same time that this happened to her, a young lady named Melinda Dupree, 22 years old, went missing. September 15th, 1982, she was never seen again.
mhm,
She was doing sex work. She was seen getting into a car with a man, and then the car came back to that area, but there was no Melinda.
mhm,
So she was never seen again. She was a new mother. She had a 3-week-old baby at home that she was trying to feed and buy diapers for. Okay. The people saw her get into a brown Pinto station wagon, and then they did see the car come back later that same night, but no one ever saw Melinda. And they
mhm,
knew that they could tell the driver was a black male.
mhm,
About a month later, a body is found in a cemetery close by, death by manual strangulation.
mhm.
And then in November of 1982, so September she goes missing, October they find her, November of 1982, a station wagon matching that description is pulled over and the driver gives the name Sam McDowell.
Mhm.
And they eventually find out his name is actually Sam Little. He, of course, denies that he was there, but the cops said that there were receipts in his car placing him in Mississippi at that time, but no physical evidence.
Mhm.
So they find the car that matches the description. The driver is African American. There's receipts in the car. But back then, they had like fucking fingerprints and shit,
Right. Right.
maybe like blood typing. That's about as fancy as it
Mhm.
got. So, in doing the investigation into Melinda Dupree, they find out that there are two survivors of attacks similar MO, and one is Leila McLean and one is Hilda Nelson. They pull the girls in to look at a lineup and they pick out Sam Little in a fucking second. They're like, that's
He
the
has
guy.
very distinctive
He
features.
does.
He
He
has very
does.
you're not that's one of the things that's so crazy is that
Mm-hmm.
he's very easy to identify.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, mhm.
So back then, maybe even a little bit now, we've come a long way, but we're not there yet.
Yeah.
The credibility of the witnesses, and that's all they had, was a little bit of physical, like circumstantial stuff, but no like physical, like no good physical evidence. And
Mhm.
then the testimony of the witnesses. They say the credibility of the witnesses was very shaky because they were sex workers and no one's going to believe them. And
Oh.
they're African American women in goddamn Pascagoula, Mississippi, where it's
Yeah.
still like, it's still
I know, I
bad in
know, I
terms of
know.
that. So anyway, they did it. God love them, they fucking testified anyway. They walked into that goddamn courthouse anyway. Enormous amounts of courage.
Were these the two women that had to take the bus home?
Yeah. They didn't even give them bus fare,
I of
a bottle of water. They
of
walked.
all the
Yeah.
things that I saw, and I know I deserve any ridicule I get for being like, "That's what upset you," and it's not I mean, obviously, other things upset me, but that one most inconsiderate
Mhm.
abomination, like, you can't even give them a fucking ride home.
A fucking
You
ride
have a
home in that
patrol
heat?
car. You
Come
can't
on.
even give these 2 women who went in there knowing what they were probably going up against, you can't even fucking give them a ride home?
Unbelievable.
Offensive.
Unbelievable. So,
Mississippi is not doing better.
Hilda tells us in the documentary she was so scared when she saw
Yeah.
him, that fright thing,
Yeah.
she actually peed
Pete,
herself.
yeah, I
She was
saw.
so scared, but God love her, she did it
She did
anyway.
it. She did it.
And despite all of that,
Yep.
there's no indictment, there's
Nope.
no conviction.
Nope.
He literally walked out of that fucking courthouse,
Mhm.
a free man.
Mhm.
And there's no charges. There's no charges for Melinda either. He was tried over and over and over again for these crimes, like here and there and everywhere. And because of who the victims were, nobody fucking cared. Not even the judicial system cared.
Mhm.
And even the cops looking back today, they look back at and they're like, we failed them. We failed. We utterly and completely failed to do our jobs.
Well, at least they said that. All right.
They
The
said that. The cops today looking at it said that. There were some of
Okay.
the cops that
I
were there when it happened who did not
not say that.
take that
Okay.
same
Okay.
accountability.
All right. We're gonna shoot back to 2018, and this is where Jillian learns about Sam Little. When
Mhm.
she asked a LAPD homicide detective, I believe she was writing a book or doing some work where
Mhm.
she needed their input, and this is where she meets up with Detective Roberts and asks her about a case that she's most proud of. And Detective Roberts is like, "Well, there was this one time I caught a serial killer. Like that's just I mean, I'm sorry, jaw drop, pump the brakes, rewind. How do we get tell me all about that one.
Mhm.
Um, and she starts with the investigation into the 3 women that Little had murdered in Los Angeles. This started the madness of Jillian writing to him. She started writing to him and eventually
Mhm.
becoming kind of a confidant of him.
Mhm.
And she she's talking about this. It sparked an interest
Mhm.
because as like everybody else and me, he really did get away with a lot.
Yeah.
And how did this happen?
Yeah.
So she starts writing, they agree to meet. Um it doesn't happen overnight. She's seen him a couple of times
I
and
think
she
she said
says
it was months of writing,
yes.
and then
And then
eventually
eventually
she got to, like, visit him, and but
and
it
it
took a
wasn't the first
long
yes.
no, it took a long time.
I believe she said something to the effect of, "Okay, it's just lie after lie after lie. I'm done
Mhm.
here."
Mhm.
And he starts confessing to murders, which kinda opened up this floodgate, and he started confessing to everything. He confessed to 13 murders in 1 day that
Yeah.
happened in Mississippi, New Mexico, Miami, Texas. He's talking about everything. The way that he says it is like he's describing his job a
Yeah, it's
little,
creepy.
like
Yeah.
and the thing that I remember the most was, like, the quote
Mm.
when she said, "I'm leaving, I'm done," and he's this is not right, I should have written it down, and he's like, "What do you wanna hear, little lady?" Like, the
Oh,
way he
geez.
was talking to her was almost like he's like, "I know what you're here for," and just ick, and she
Yeah.
was sitting there listening to it, and I can only imagine the level of ick that she had.
Yeah.
So to name a few of the women, Daisy McGuire, 1986. These are the ones that he admitted to. Julia
Mhm.
Critchfield, 1978. 1978.
78. Yeah.
78. Tina Taylor and Tracy Lynn Johnson, 1992. Melinda Dupree, 1982, the one that we had just talked about.
Mhm.
Mary Jo Payton in Cleveland, Ohio in the mid 80s. Rose Evans, early 90s, he says somewhere in Cleveland, Ohio, and Anna
Mhm.
Stewart. So in September of 1982, the body of a white female is discovered in a field. Again, manual strangulation.
Mhm.
Patricia Mount from Gainesville, Florida. She was seen with a black man the night she disappeared. Patricia got into his car. They say that she was 26 years old, but had an IQ more like in the 40s. So it was like she was a small child. So,
It breaks my heart. It's
eh,
like, I don't care what she looked like, 26 years old. You know what Uncle Jim was like. Like,
mhm.
the minute you start speaking to them, you
You
know that
know, you
you're
know.
talking to a 10-year-old.
Yes. It was after this that he traveled to Mississippi and then killed Melinda. But it's the description of the car that connects him to Trisha's murder. So Patricia's Trisha.
Mhm.
Several witnesses ID'd him. So after Mississippi does nothing, he's extradited to Florida.
Hmm.
Florida's like, "Hey, can we have a shot?" And Mississippi like, "Yeah, well, you didn't get him. Shucks." So it's a shaky case, as they all have, as all they have are witnesses.
Mhm.
Um, Sam was picked up for shoplifting. That's how they caught him, and that's what connected him to the murders in Mississippi and then in Florida. So there was a guy, 16 years old, and a lady named Orlia Jean. Am I saying that right?
Aurelia or
Aurelia
Aurelia, yeah, I'm not sure, but
with
they
him.
he called her Jean.
Okay.
I
So
don't know.
Jean traveled around with him a lot. It sounds like she might have had some dementia. They couldn't interview her for this, but they did question the kid. He said Sam was out at night doing a whole lot of whatever.
Mhm.
And, or, God, I wish I knew because the way that you said it, Orlia? No, Aurelia. Aurelia
Aurelia.
would clean
Mhm.
out the car in the morning and then they would move on. So it sounded like Gene knew exactly what he was doing and just went along with cleaning up after him. So this is what's going on
I don't
with
think
this
she
little
was like
threesome.
I think she knew what he was doing, but I don't think she was
Mm,
all there, so she was just like
okay.
yeah, it sounded weird, the descriptions.
Okay. So this is what's happening in Florida. As time went on, the cops looked for the kid so that he could testify to what he told the cops, but he's gone. They can't find the kid. So Sam gets off again. So
And they
Florida's
never
like,
say, like, what happened to this kid, like, no one knows what happened. Like, they don't mention him again?
Florida lost him. And Florida's like, shucks, guys, we thought we were going to have him.
Ugh.
And Mississippi's like, "Told you." And Florida's like, "Yeah, you did."
Hmm,
Some of the accounts, that I've learned in this case, and there was the way I'm gonna describe it is this: there was a hair that was found on a victim that was
mhm,
matched to him. So this is like
mhm,
how when we look at how he got away with so many things, how it happened. He initially
mhm.
denied knowing the woman. And then when police held him and they said, "Ha ha, we got you, motherfucker. Your hair was found on her." He's like, "Oh, wait. Oh, silly me. I had sex with her for money. That's how my hair would be on her." And of
Hmm,
course, she's dead and she was a known sex worker. So they're
and nobody
like,
cares.
huh, well, that makes sense. And they let him go. So
Mhm,
this worked. So that's
mhm.
all that you had to do was admit that. And what his lawyer learned was that he learned from this
Yeah.
and use the same ruse many more times. And this is how he's getting away with it because nobody cares about the poor sex workers.
Nope.
So, yeah, your hair would be on them because you had sex with them. Your DNA would be there because you had sex with them. And
Unbelievable.
he learned and he used it.
Yeah. So, another example, September 27th, 1984, San Diego. Lori Barros, one of the few surviving victims, she was addicted to meth. She went to wherever neighborhood in San Diego to see her meth dealer. And she says, as she's walking, she parks her car, and as she's walking to where her meth dealer is, she can tell someone is walking behind her. And we all know what that feels like.
Mhm.
So she's like, don't look back, just keep moving. You're fine, blah, blah, blah. And before she knows it, there's an arm over her shoulder, pulling her
Motherfucker.
backwards, and
Mhm.
she's thrown into a car. He starts strangling her and she passes out. She comes around and plays dead. Like when she comes
Mhm.
back to herself, she knows enough not to give any indication that she's awake. And
Mhm.
thank God he
Yes.
thinks she's
He
dead.
thinks she's dead.
He drags her out of the car and puts her in a pile of trash on like some alleyway or wherever in San Diego and leaves her there. And she said to this day, she's in the documentary, she can
I saw her.
remember being a human being and what it felt like to be laying in a pile of trash.
Yep.
She gives the description to the cops, gives the description of a car. A month later, and there's like a bolo out for this old Cadillac looking car, right?
Mhm.
A month later, a rookie cop and his partner are out patrolling. They go down this like dirt road where
Gotta
people like
love
to
those
park.
rookies. They're on the lookout,
Fucking love
man.
it.
They are on
Fucking
the
love it.
lookout. Mhm.
And his partner is teaching him, like, yeah, you got to cut the lights so they don't see you come in. Like, we'll just kind of creep down here. There's always someone down here doing something.
Love a
And
little
blah, blah.
creep, creep.
Like he's teaching him
How
how
to
to
how to
be,
stalk.
yeah, like how to do
Yeah.
all the things. So they're rolling down this like dirt road behind some highway or whatever, and the lights are off, so it's dark. And then they come up to a car that's parked there, and he goes, "All right, light them up, bro." And
Light
he
them up.
turns on the lights, he turns on the sirens, he catches whoever's in the car, right?
Mhm.
Sam Little gets out of the car. The cops are like, we can see him pulling up his pants and buckling his shorts and all
Mhm.
that. He's got fresh scratches on his neck and face. There's blood all over his shirt. So they're like,
Mhm.
whoa, we were just hoping to find like a John.
Right.
We weren't expecting this shit.
Right.
So they get him, they cuff him, they put him into the police car. They go back to his car and they find a beaten, strangled, naked woman in the car. The victim is Tanya Jackson. She's taken to the hospital. She's still alive.
Mhm.
He's charged with kidnap. He's charged with rape and attempted murder. Lori
Mhm.
Barrows gets called in because she was the one who told them the description of the car. And they're like, hey,
Mhm.
we found this dude in a car and blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
And she's like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
him. And picked him out of the lineup.
Mhm.
He is charged with Lori's assault as well. The arresting officers are on this documentary and now they're seasoned.
Mhm.
But he's like, we literally
We
caught him with
yes.
his
Yes.
hands around the woman's throat.
Done.
He's like, in
Done.
our brain, slam dunk. Slam dunk,
Illegal.
we're done.
Uh-huh.
Right? The DA says Tanya's a poor witness. The DA was then asking Lori, well, what were you doing in that neighborhood at that time of night? Because it's not Sam's fault. What were you wearing? Why were you
What?
there late at night?
Wait,
Why
so
weren't you being smart?
are you telling me they put the victim on trial?
Oh, yeah.
Surely not.
Surely not.
Surely we wouldn't do
Oh, yeah.
that. Mm.
So then they find out that Lori has a conviction or arrest on her record for
Ugh.
prostitution back in the day.
Uh-huh.
And she admits that she was there to buy meth. So now these
No,
women
she's
who
yep,
were almost murdered
murdered. Mhm.
are
Victims.
suddenly no longer credible witnesses.
Nope.
The travel friend, Jean,
Mhm.
testified Sam was with her all night. He never left the house.
So this
And
was
she's just a little lady looking
this
cute
is the
on the
gene
stand.
that remember was cleaning up the cars.
Yeah.
The one we talked about when I had just
Yep.
mentioned that in the last. Okay, just want to make sure we're
Yep.
all there.
Yep.
Okay, and we can't find the kid.
And we don't know what happened to that
We
poor
don't know what
kid.
happened to the kid.
He
Okay.
said Tanya attacked him and he was fighting her off.
Mm, yeah. Okay.
And the fucking jury is a
Yes.
hung jury.
Yes.
They actually believe this shit.
Yes.
Unfucking believable.
Yes.
They start talking about a second trial, but the second trial the DA says is risky because all this it's just falling apart. They can't
It's
find
just so
Tanya.
risky.
He gets convicted of lesser charges and is sentenced to 4 years, whopping 4 years,
Mhm.
and only serves 2.
Because
And he's
probably he was behaving really, really
really
good.
well,
He's
really
such a
well.
good prisoner.
So this part, this is why you have to watch. If you want to watch this documentary, this is why you have to watch this documentary because this made me proud. So Lori Barrows says that when this all happened, she never heard boo from anybody. She never knew about anything, right?
Mhm.
No one ever called her. Nobody ever told her what happened, like nothing. So she gets to meet the prosecutor that was in charge of all this back in the
Mhm.
day
Mhm.
in person for the first time since the 1980s.
Okay.
This dumb fuck, he
Dumb.
comes into her house. Thinking she's happy to see him.
Uh-huh.
He comes into her house and she tells him, no one ever followed up with me. No one ever called me to tell me
Uh-huh.
what the outcome was. I was never aware that the jury was hung, that there was even a possibility for a second trial. I had no idea that lesser charges were decided upon, and the prosecutor said, literally, my fucking jaw was on the floor. He
Tell
said,
us what he said.
well, why didn't you call us? Why didn't you follow up? And Lori looked at him and she's like, I'm sorry, are you literally putting this back on me?
Mhm.
And I was like,
Yes.
yes, yes, you tell him that motherfucker. You
Yes.
tell him.
Yes, yeah. Mhm.
He literally said the victim was the one who should have been doing more and calling them to find out what the outcome was when she didn't hear anything.
Mhm.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Mhm. Nope, not
And the
even a little bit.
two
Because
policemen saw this. Unbelievable. And
Mhm.
he's out in 2 years.
Because this was 1984.
Motherfuckers.
So, yeah. 1984.
Blood Eagle.
Blood Eagle. Yes. Now, he gets out of prison from San Diego in 1987 because why not?
Why not?
Why would we ever keep such a good prisoner? He does it so well. Let's let him go. Okay. And he travels off to LA. This is where he maybe loses his mind a little bit more.
Mm,
He kills 2 women in one night, and he kept just right on killing. He said, and this is to quote him, I'd fuck
mm.
them, strangle them, and leave them. So that was the
Unbelievable.
extent of what he thought a relationship with a woman should look like, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
In 2018, Jillian is hearing these confessions from this killer, and she um, gets out of the prison and calls Detective Roberts and is like, he's talking. What do I do? What do I do? What do I
What do I
do?
do?
What do I do?
What do I
What do
do?
I do?
How do I keep him talking and what do I
Detective,
do with
yes,
the
Detective
information?
Roberts. She's like, gives her the contact info for the I fucking love Texas Ranger James Holland,
Mm.
who is heading
Texas
up
Ranger.
a national task force to investigate and connect cold cases to this guy. So
Mm-hmm.
Jillian gets on the phone with Ranger Holland. Bring, bring, bring. Howdy there, pretty lady. What's your emergency? And she starts giving him the information. And he says,
Mm-hmm.
whoa, 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 whoa. There's a case in Omaha, a young Native American girl. The killer claims that she told him she wanted to die. So this is another one that he confesses
Mm.
to.
Mm-hmm.
Her friend told her not to go with him, but she went with him anyways. He strangled her and put her in a barrel. Her name was Agatha White Buffalo. She was killed in 1973.
1973.
73. And her
This is
murder, yes.
2018.
2018. This is one of them that he confessed to.
Oh.
And this is what Jillian is telling Detective or Ranger James Holland. So her
Mm-hmm.
murder was finally solved. So this is what I remember about when he was caught, was that he had started drawing the victims.
Do you remember that? Like
So
on the news, like a killer and drawing pictures. I feel like
vaguely,
that's what I remember, and that's when he became like
that's
everyone knew who he was now.
yes. When you suggested this story and I started reviewing it,
Mm-hmm.
lights were like things were
Yeah.
clicking, and I'm like, holy
Yeah.
fuck, I remember this guy. But what I remember also is that he came and went very quickly and very quietly
Yeah.
almost.
I also
Mm.
feel like I thought that he was a long haul truck driver. And that's why he had killed in so
Interesting.
many places, but
Okay.
there's no mention of that. Like, he
Okay.
literally just went wherever the fuck he went for I don't know what reasons.
Right. So we've got him drawing the victims. Some
Mhm.
of them have been identified, and there are a lot out there that still have no names to them.
Mhm.
He's not like this great artist, but when you see the drawings all together, you can see the differences in their faces. And
It's really weird.
he's redoing these from memory.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking horrifying.
Yes. The
Mm.
It's horrifying. Let me finish this. There was a picture he had drawn of Guadalupe Apodaca, and it's
Mhm.
actually pretty similar to her actual photo.
Like, he's not like an
I
artist, but when you
no.
see, like, those
Yes,
pictures
sis,
next to
that's
each other,
exactly what I was gonna say.
I was like, her nose is right, her mouth is right, and he's just remembering this.
I am not saying this in a way where I'm giving him credit for being some kind of artist, but
Mhm.
when you look at the drawings of these women,
Mhm.
they have an art-like quality to them, is
Yeah.
all I'll say. Is he trying to be an artist? I don't know, and if he is, did he nail it? And then does he attempt to make money off of these?
Well, he can't. That's
No,
a
no, I
law.
know he can't. I know he can't, but it gave me those vibes. That's what it
Mhm.
gave me. Like, I wanna try and sell these pictures. He tells Jillian about his past, how he grew up. Um, his mother, we think, may have been had him while she was incarcerated. He was raised by his grandmother, but was in trouble all the time. He
Mhm.
was eventually placed in a boys' home where there were claims that he was assaulted by other boys and probably staff. It's all
Mhm.
bad. My sister wrote in there, blah, blah.
I don't give a fuck what happened.
I
You
know,
don't get to do what you did. I don't give a fuck.
Pump your brakes, bro. What did we just say last week about Miss Arlie?
I know. I'm such a
Sis,
fucking hypocrite.
I love it. I love it. So we're gonna talk about that. So January 1971, he took a woman out into the woods. 1971.
Mhm.
Strangled her. This was his first victim. No name. He
Nope.
just decided that it was time to keep strangling her until she was dead.
It was almost like the way he described it and talked about it, it was almost like he had some fetish about putting
Yeah.
his hands on their throats. And then he would get, you know, sex workers and whatever. And that was one of the things that he wanted to do. And the way he talked about this one, he was like, I just, I just kept going.
So I listened to a podcast
Ooh,
on him. Oh, who did you just kill?
nobody.
It
I almost
was
dropped the line.
the Killer Psyche with Candace DeLong,
Mhm.
and she talks about that this strangling thing,
Yeah.
he attributes this to being in kindergarten and watching his kindergarten teacher always touch her throat, and
Oh
he
my
thinks that's where
god.
that fascination came from. And then she
Eh.
starts talking about the different philias, like pedophilia
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
like all that stuff, and what those are and all that. So I just think I think
Do you know what
it's
I saw?
tell me,
And I said, and this is why I said
because I'll
blah
know
blah
as soon as
blah.
you tell me. Blah
All
blah.
right.
Yeah.
In one of the things I was watching, he was talking about how his mother was had an affair with a married man,
Mhm.
and the married man didn't want her to keep the baby, and she decided to keep the baby him.
Mhm.
So the name McDowell is the married man's last name, and that's why he
Okay.
would use that alias, but whatever.
Okay.
So then the mom is like super pregnant or something like that, according to him.
Mhm.
And
'Cause he remembers.
yeah, right. And her and her friend try to end the pregnancy
Oh boy.
by wrapping rope around the pregnant belly and pulling it as tight as they can to induce a miscarriage. This is what he says. Ain't no woman in the fucking world who's stupid
No.
enough to think that that's going to do anything.
Also, how
Okay.
does he remember this? He would
And
have
how
been
does he
in
know?
utero. You're
This
so
is what he
stupid.
says. So then he says he has a fascination with strangling because his
Oh,
mother
dear
tried to strangle
Jesus.
him. This is mother fuck you, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me? What is happening get the fuck out of here.
Okay. Okay.
This is the kind
Okay.
of shit that this poor woman, Jillian, had to fucking listen to for years just
I
to
don't know
get
how she didn't
information.
start laughing at that
Dude,
one. So
I
here's
don't
what I'm
even
gonna
know.
say. All I'm gonna say is when I was reading this and doing my documentation and looking at everything and
Mhm.
listening to other episodes, we talked about Aileen and her childhood. And when we got to the end of the story, there was all this sympathy. And I literally said, I'm like, you know what's funny is that we've never had this kind of sympathy for a man, and I don't think we ever
Nope.
would. And you're like,
Nope.
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 And here we are with his trauma beginning and abuse and
Yeah.
all that other good stuff, and we're like, "Fuck him,"
Fuck
and
that guy.
literally, "Fuck that guy." But to just put it into perspective, we also clarified at the end of Aileen Morno story that murder is never the right answer. Nothing justifies murder unless it's, like, self-defense, because
Mhm.
obviously that one
And
guy
that's
was
not
raping
murder.
her, and
Yeah.
that's not murder, it's self-defense. But but we had a little sympathy, and now we don't. and we're
Not
hypocrites,
even a
and
little
I'm
bit.
okay and I'm okay with that.
You know what? I'm
I'm
okay
okay
with
with
being
it.
on that side of the fence. I don't care.
No one's perfect, sis.
I'm just saying.
I'm
We
an
all have our
imperfect
faults.
I'm a fallible
Fallible. Heck yeah.
woman.
Heck yeah.
I have so much to learn still. So all of you who are like, "Oh my god, they're such hypocrites." Yes, I'm still learning.
What are you
Okay?
gonna
And
do?
I'm okay with that.
So the 2014 trial where they catch him in 2012 and then they try him for those 3 murders that Detective Roberts connected him to, the
Mhm.
2014 trial included surviving victims that they could find, anybody that they could find that was a victim, anything. The policemen that arrested him back in Mississippi and in Florida and all those fucking
Mhm.
places, they got everybody to come and tell their stories and help support what happened to the victims in LA and how they came to their end, right?
Mhm.
One of the cops said, and it made I was like, "Yes!" One of the cops said, "These witnesses that we thought were unreliable in 1982 were fucking heroes and rock stars in
Yep.
2014. They got
Mhm.
flown to LA. They
Yeah,
got
they
put
did.
up in a hotel room. They
Good for
got
them.
fed. They got
Yep.
transported from their hotel room to the courtroom. They were treated like fucking royalty, and that's the way
Mhm.
that it should have been from the goddamn
Yes.
beginning."
Yes, because they're smart. They were doing what they had, and and they did say this in True Crime Obsessed. Just because women are doing sex work doesn't mean they're fucking stupid. They're
No,
probably smarter than most people.
probably
And
so.
you know who I want on my team when the apocalypse happens?
Heck yeah.
One of those women,
Heck
because
yeah.
they're gonna fucking get us through it. They're gonna be like, "Stop crying. I got this. God,
Alright, look,
follow me."
this is how you do it. You turn all the lights off and you creep down the road.
Right.
Light them up, brah.
So, yes,
So then we
that's
go back
wonderful.
to the cold cases and we realize he was active for over 30
Yeah,
years in 19
yeah,
different states.
that's big.
Do you realize that there are fucking serial killers out there right now killing
Yes,
people?
yes.
And they might never be ever connected to anything. They might die and never have been brought to justice or attributed to anything.
Mhm. It's
Unbelievable.
it's interesting at the beginning, at the top of this episode, when you said the FBI, they're like, they could only attribute 60 to him, and I'm like, "Only?"
They've only
Like, that's a
confirmed,
huge number, though.
considering the number of people, the drawings, like all the things, they count 93 confessions. But they can only, like, confirm or prove or whatever that 60 of them were likely for real.
Yes. So another woman that he talks about is Denise Christie Brothers in Odessa in 1994. Um,
Then he talks about
then he talks about Ruth, a big old yellow gal, he says.
what the fuck?
I don't even know. He also mentions Daisy McGuire from Houma, Louisiana, February 6, 1996.
Mm.
This family had been through it. The cops told them
Oh
that
my
she
god.
died of her hypothermia, but she was beaten. She
Yeah.
had a broken jaw.
Yeah.
She had a broken nose.
Yeah.
And she was manually strangled.
Yeah.
Well, but was she also freezing or hypothermia? Like, I mean, how
They
do
tried
you?
to say that she died of hypothermia and no foul play was suspected in her murder or her death, but she had a broken jaw, broken nose. She was so beaten, her family couldn't even identify her except for the tattoo on her hand. She was strangled, and the cops are like, there's no foul play here. She died from exposure.
Sis,
Are you
let
fucking
me
kidding me?
no, let me tell you two other cases. The one in Illinois, the two twins, Barbara and Petey
Yeah.
Grimes,
Mm-hmm.
where they said the cause of death was hypothermia because they were left in the cold, although they were beaten and stabbed, but
Yeah.
the cold is what killed them.
Yeah, yeah,
Not the
yeah.
beating and the
Yeah.
stabbing that left them there.
Fucking
And then in
ridiculous.
Angie Hausman, beaten, 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 raped, poor little body, wrist
Mm-hmm.
cut,
Mm-hmm.
but ultimately hypothermia is what killed her. I
It's
am
unbelievable.
absolutely appalled that you would look at all these things and that you in your right brain would be like, well, technically, it was the cold that did it. No, motherfucker.
Mm,
Murder, murder, sick motherfucker, murder, murder.
yeah, it was
Fuck
bad.
the cold.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God, I'm getting so testy.
Mm,
Okay.
oh, dear Lord.
So, oh dear, not Lisa, not me again.
Mm,
So, the sheriff, according to the victim's brother, told the family to go find the killer themselves. If you're not
unbelievable.
happy with what I'm doing, then just go do it yourself. In 2018, Sam Little is eventually connected to her case, and the family finally gets the answers that they are looking for.
Do you remember this story, like that part of the
I don't.
documentary?
No.
Okay. So I remember it because this poor man had been through, it was his sister, like all the things. And he, to this day, remembers how he was treated. It was ridiculous. He said in the interview that when they showed him in 2018, this is the guy that we think is responsible for your sister's death. He's like, I fucking saw that guy.
Oh,
I saw that guy at the barbecue walking through my backyard with my sister. I fucking saw him that day.
that's what I like to call a witness.
God damn.
Mhm.
Mm,
Maybe they would have taken him seriously because he wasn't a sex worker and he was a man.
maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Or not,
Or not because he was African
because he
American, so
was
that's not
yeah,
good enough.
well, yeah.
Motherfuckers.
So Jillian says that as she's talking to him, as he's retelling these stories, the killer believes that these victims belong to him. Like, he says they are mine.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
we remember that somebody else was like that.
Yeah.
And I hate him too, and that was
Yeah.
Gacy.
Yeah.
Um, that they were talking about these bodies and those boys in his yard being, "Those are mine." Like, no, they're not.
Like they're
And
taking him out of the house and he sees the pictures and he's like, those are mine. Like that's mine. They shouldn't be touching them or whatever. And I was like, what
ew.
is wrong with these? Well, they're not
What
human.
well, what
There it
is wrong with
is.
them? What is
There it
wrong with them?
is. They're not fucking human.
So I'm gonna tell you one more story. June 10th, 1991, Alice Duval, 35 years old from Louisiana, um,
LA.
LA.
Sorry.
She was a sex worker. She had been strangled. Another case that was solved. Um, he sent Jillian a drawing and gave her some details, and she was able to find the newspaper report of the body that was found
Mm-hmm.
and who the victim was, and hopefully that her family would now have some answers. So
Like
this is
she
a
was
story. Yes.
unidentified.
Yes.
I mean,
And
her.
this is what Jill like imagine that you're being told this. Like you I don't
Mm,
even know how much therapy that she might need after
mm-hmm.
this.
The thing about people with addiction issues or alcohol issues is not all of them were awful to their family members to the point where they didn't want to see them ever again.
Right.
Some of them were just such sad cases that their family was like, you come to this realization where, you can't help them. They have to decide to help themselves.
Mhm.
And you love them and you hope that they find their way, but they never did anything bad to you. Like, you weren't happy to see them go. And then they just fall off the face of the earth, and fucking 30 years later, you find out that they were murdered. They were
Yeah.
murdered all that time, and that they were somewhere unclaimed with no name all that time, but you
That's
never
not yeah.
you never not cared about them. Like, I know that there are situations where there are addicts and alcoholics and stuff where you don't want them around and you
Right.
don't necessarily care if you ever hear what happened to them. But a lot of people don't stop loving their loved ones just because they
Right.
have those troubles.
Right. Addiction's a disease.
I know.
Okay.
So Jillian said she had to talk to him daily,
Mhm.
take calls from this guy every fucking day.
Just
Ugh.
fucking ew.
And visited him every other weekend. And that's the deal she made with the devil to keep him talking just so she could get answers for potentially unidentified victims. Ultimately, he dies in prison. He had a lot of health issues when he was arrested. He was already old. So he died
Oh.
in prison December 30th, 2020 at the age of 80. I hope he got fucking COVID, and I hope he strangled in his own goddamn juices in his fucking
Oh
lungs. I
my
hope it was
God.
miserable. Blood
Oh,
eagle.
that blood eagle. Yeah.
Mm.
Or what my
He
sister just
is
said.
he's believed to have murdered 93 women, or at least confessed to that many, and the FBI has confirmed about 60 of them. If you have any information regarding crimes believed to be connected to Sam Little, 19 states back to 1970s, people,
That's pretty much everyone we know that's listening right now.
call the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI and tell them your story.
I might try that number just to see what
It's
happens.
a pretty interesting number. I was like, all right, that was
I'm
okay.
not gonna lie. That's
That
begging
was
for
pretty
a phone call
good.
from Lisa.
Okay.
Whew.
Madness. Guys, fucking follow us, rate,
Crazy.
review, put some goddamn stars on there, bitches.
Somebody
Come on.
comment on something at least. God.
Jesus,
Do you know
Mary
what
and
would be my
Joseph.
best dream? My best world would be if like all of the comments said Blood Eagle. We just like one review after another was just like Blood
I
Eagle, Blood
love
Eagle, Blood Eagle.
that.
Oh, that would be so amazing.
Mm.
Yeah, because then you could just say if you know, you know. What is the abbreviation?
If you,
I
no, K,
IYK. God, we're
Y,
so fucking
K.
old. We are so
Hold on, let me
fucking
get my
old.
notepad and write it out.
Oh, that one was rough.
Yeah. Don't
Okay.
park next to vans. Don't go anywhere in brown
Mm-mm.
Pinto station wagons. Roll up your
No.
fucking windows.
Come on, George. Let's go.
Executive produced by me, Marie Abenante, and my sister, Lisa Linsner.
Music by John Bartman, track Shooter on the Roof. Cover art by the talented and beautiful Alexis Guerrero.
And all of this is possible editing and recording using Riverside.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Bye.